afternoon, everybody. This is pre-recorded for Saturday, August 21st, 2020 for the True Salty 1000 On Time Ministry as well as On Time Ministry YouTube channel. So this past week, which is like, I think it's like 5 or 6 days or 7 days of school, will actually be 10 days pretty much. We have seen so many outsoaring cases of the Delta variable, and it's getting to the point that the kids are terrified. There's so many parents out there now really pulling their kids out of school and literally like going back to homeschool because they're not taking the risk of this virus. And it's serious, everybody. It's really absolutely serious. And most people are having like a tennis match, a back and forth fight, a back and forth battle. And at the end of the day, when you look at all of this stuff going on, what are we really fighting about? What are we really arguing about? What are we really going back and forth about? I'll tell you the reason. The kids, our youth, where's their mental state at? One minute they're going back to school and claiming quote unquote normalcy, but in reality, let's just be honest, it's no normalcy because we're wearing masks. We're trying to protect ourselves. We're trying to keep ourselves safe. We're trying to wash our hands and practice the whole 6 feet distancing technique, but that ain't working in the school with all the kids there. And our kids are terrified when somebody sneezes or somebody coughs or somebody this and that. It gets to a point that their anxiety and their depression level goes to a whole nother height. And us as parents and guardians have to really check in with our babies and ask them how they doing. Because sometimes you can't really see behind that mask. And that mask can unveil a lot of truth in a lot of situations. Most people don't know what I'm talking about. There's people who struggle with depression, okay? There's people who struggle with anxiety and all that, but they have a mask that they cover up so nobody sees it. It's invisible, so you can't really tell. But once you begin to open up, you can kind of understand what their mindset is or how they cope with things. But you just can't see it if they're just smiling all the time and being happy. You really can't see it. And our kids are going through so much right now during this pandemic that some kids like, whoo, and some are happy and some are scared and some are terrified. That every day they have to walk around here for days on end wearing a mask to protect themselves from catching COVID. And us as parents have to put our hearts out for our babies to see this. And we really have to think about this, ladies and gentlemen. We want normalcy so bad. But the problem is nobody, and I'm saying this very mindfully, it's like you got one team want to do right, you have the other team that don't want to. You have everyone who's doing what they want to do, and the other side doing what they want to do. What about our kids? What are they feeling? What are their emotions? What's going through their mind while they're watching all these debates and arguments about this? And it's every day it's on the news. It's every day on social media. Kids get so rounded, they tune it out and get into TikTok and Instagram and Snapchat and all of this stuff. But how is this really affecting you? How is it really affecting the youth? Like really, how's their mental state? How are they really coping with any of this? We have to think about this logically, ladies and gentlemen. We are in critical times where our youth are making decisions out of impulse. Our youth are making decisions that's not based on the truth. They're doing it by what they feel, but not there are consequences for their actions. Our youth are going out doing things that's completely, utterly unnecessary when it can be stopped. Our kids, our youth needs us. They need somebody to say, hey, how you really doing? How are you really feeling? Are you getting enough sleep? Are you getting enough food? Are you getting enough nourishment? Are you getting enough rest? Are you getting enough punishment in your life? Are you being loved properly? How are you doing in school? Are your grades good? Are you coping with the environment? Do you have social anxiety? Do you have clinical depression? These are the heart to heart conversation we should have with our babies and ask them these questions, and they're gonna come out in a right about way to say these things because they are really gonna be honest, and some will go run around way to the corner and they be coming up and they say it in conversation. You have to catch that with a child. They'll say it in conversation. You come and talk to them about other thing and then they directly come in and say how they feel, but you have to catch it and listen very carefully to what they're saying. My hearts go out to my kids and all kids around the world that's going through this. I'm sorry that our babies got to go through this and this mess that's going on in this world. And they have to be brought up in this society of this troubleness and evil and wickedness. And it's just horrible. To me, normalcy doesn't exist anymore. Maybe the rest of you can build a different, but I didn't come to debate with none of you all because at the end of the day, we all have an opinion about something. But in my perspective, normalcy, it doesn't exist anymore. This is called live action, uncut live movie that we're living, and it's a reality check for all of us. Our babies, we really gotta watch over and protect them now. All right, we really got to. You know, when I was growing up as a child, half this stuff, and many of us, we didn't have to go through no pandemic and they don't wear a mask. You had to worry about catching something, maybe chickenpox or something like that, or a cold, maybe the flu or something like that, but or measles. But other than that, all this other stuff, we had things to worry about. Who was brought up in my generation and beyond and under, but this right here, it's a whole nother level. It's a whole nother level. All right, this is Minister Johnson just signing off today. I love you all. Be safe. Mask up. Practice as much social distancing as possible. And I will see you back here on Sunday at 9:30 a.m. with Sunday service on time, IG as well as Facebook. Have an amazing and blessed weekend. Take care of yourselves, everybody, and God bless you.